Order, order. Thank you all for coming to this town hall.
Yeah!
Woo, yeah,
We love Animal Crossing.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah!
Today, Mayor Chewy is giving a speech on why he thinks we should all get hired for another Animal Crossing game. Woo! Yeah!
Yeah, I love Mayor Chewy. I love that guy.
You go, dude! Before we start, I want to take a poll. All in favor of a new Animal Crossing, say aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Nay! Nintendo hates us.
Boo.
Boo, naysayer, boo!
Boo, naysayer.
Boo! Order, order. Let's let Mayor Chewy say his speech.
Do I think Animal Crossing Switch is getting announced at E3 this year? While I answer that, please enjoy some gameplay from Animal Crossing City Folk. If you've watched this series, then you probably know the answer is yes. Of course I think it's going to get announced this year. That's kind of what I went out to do when I was making these episodes. I wanted to look at different aspects of Animal Crossing and think, why would Nintendo just announce the game? I want to see it, and I feel like it's been long enough. So yeah, all of these episodes are just me trying to find some sort of evidence about Animal Crossing, because it's just, we haven't gotten anything yet, and that's weird to me. So I wanted to talk about just some reasons that I think really stood out to me in this whole process. The first one, funny enough, I didn't really talk about enough, but in the beginning, when Nintendo first announced their whole mobile agenda, they said that they really wanted to use the mobile games as a new platform to inspire people to Nintendo consoles. Like, they wanted people to be like, oh, I really like this Mario game. I want to get Super Mario Odyssey, for example. So Super Mario Run came out shortly after that, or later that year. Super Mario Odyssey came out on the Switch, and I feel like that was their point for making mobile games at first. Like, it was to promote what their games were, essentially. So when Pocket Camp was announced, we kind of got the announcement that, I don't know what went wrong, but they said, we're having a Nintendo Direct, and it's all on Animal Crossing Mobile, and we're not going to talk about anything else. And that seemed really weird to me, because I was like, but I thought that was the point of the mobile games. It was to promote that there was a new game coming. And I felt pretty cheated at that point, just because Fire Emblem in January of last year, that's 2017, by the way, they got a Direct, and they got a whole bunch of games announced. They had a DS game, the mobile game, and then the Switch game that's already out, Fire Emblem Warriors. But on top of that, they got like a full-fledged Fire Emblem Switch game. And that was what I was expecting. I was expecting for Nintendo to say, look, we're making this Animal Crossing mobile game, but the real thing that we want you to be excited about is Animal Crossing Switch. So when that didn't happen, I thought that was weird. I guess I still feel like that's kind of the point of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I just feel like they're going to be... They've got to announce something new, because they're running out of hype for Pocket Camp. I think they ran out months ago. Probably like within that first month that Pocket Camp came out, people were tired of it. And they've done a lot to grow that game and make more money off of it, and I think it's working, but I really think where they're going to shine is going to be by making a new title, and that's what a lot of people are waiting for. I had a trouble finding numbers for like how many people are using Pocket Camp, but I don't know. It just seems like it's time for something big to get announced for Animal Crossing. I guess I've also been expecting like maybe a Direct is gonna come out. Like, one of these big Pocket Camp updates is gonna have like a Direct dedicated to it. But then they introduced the fortune cookie stuff, which seemed like the huge thing that they were doing, but still nothing. So I think they're saving as much as they can for E3. Yeah, it just makes sense, because Pocket Camp, it's not the most exciting game for people at this point, and I think it's just losing steam. They need to announce a new Animal Crossing. As you're watching this video, It is June 8th, 2017, and June 9th, 2013, so tomorrow, that was the day Animal Crossing came out. And tomorrow, at least in the States, it came out earlier in Japan, we all know that. It came out a little bit later in Europe, but for North America, we got Animal Crossing on June 9th, 2013, so June 9th, 2018 is tomorrow. It's been 5 long years, and I mean, those first 2 were great with Animal Crossing. I probably played every day those first 2 years. Maybe near the end of the second year, I was starting to drop off a bit, but I'm a pretty avid Animal Crossing player, and I'd say for myself, 2 years worth of Animal Crossing is great. I have a great time with the game for that time span. But then after that, I just started to drop off. So 3 years, they did introduce Welcome Amiibo, that huge update on the 3rd year, which was something that brought me back to it, and I thought it was nice. But overall, I think just that time span is a good amount of time. But now it's been almost triple 2 years. It's been a long time. And I just feel like, what are the developers doing at this point? Sure, we've gotten things in between, but we're not getting what we really need at this point. 3 spin-offs, that's fine. I'm happy to get Animal Crossing spin-offs. I'm happy to get more Animal Crossing regardless of anything. But I think the main thing is really getting that brand new game. And even since like E3 2015, that was, I don't know, we all expected an HD Animal Crossing for the Wii U, and it didn't happen. It did. We got Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, but it wasn't what we were looking for. And so I think it's been long enough. I think the developers have been working on things. Happy Home Designer added really great features. Pocket Camp is adding really great features, and I think if the developers are waiting for new ideas to put into the next game, there are plenty of things to work with off of those initial just ideas behind those 2 games. I have trouble trying to think of something great from Amiibo Festival to add outside of it's an HD Animal Crossing, but I'm hoping that whatever they're coming up with, that it's great and it's ready. That's all I want it to be. I want it to be ready. Or at least I want to know that they're working on it, because we haven't even gotten that type of confirmation yet. And I don't know. Like I said, Fire Emblem got that confirmation over a year ago now. And sure, the wait is hard, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm getting less interested, Nintendo. I need to know if you're working on this Animal Crossing. The other thing that really stood out to me was the demographics of the Switch. I just feel like it's time for Nintendo to start hitting the different demographics and putting out games that aren't those hard-hitting Zelda, hard-hitting Marios. We have a lot of those already. We have huge games on the Switch. Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, Xenoblade Chronicles, if you like that. They even put out a new IP with ARMS. I don't know how many people are still into that, but regardless, they have tons of huge games at this point, and I think it's time to start hitting like some of those smaller franchises. Even though I wouldn't consider Animal Crossing that small. It's their 10th best-selling game of all time, at least their game franchise, not best-selling game of all time. But it still does a really great job of just getting more people to play Nintendo consoles. And I think that's what Nintendo really needs to hit right now. Finally, the last reason I think that it's time, or at least the one piece of evidence that I feel is really pointing toward an announcement, is that they were updating the Animal Crossing website. I don't think they would do that just for no reason at all. Like, why would they go and say, oh, let's make a news section for Animal Crossing and, you know, just for fun. No, there's really nothing going on with it. And what's weird about it is, like, you could expect it to be kind of like Pocket Camp related because they update the game so much, but it looks like all of those kind of news updates are coming through Twitter. Like, there's an official Animal Crossing Twitter that Isabelle runs. It's pretty cute. But Isabelle is essentially always announcing those things on Twitter. So if they're not going to use this news section on an Animal Crossing website, at least not yet, I feel like there's a reason that it got made, and that reason has to be that the next game is coming. It also has a video section, which I will watch those videos all day, a million times. Expect to see me break those down and really analyze those videos for any minute detail about Animal Crossing, because I'm going to be pretty into it. So finally, I guess the one thing that's really worrying me about this whole E3 thing is that Nintendo's been pretty a lot more specific with their messaging this time around, though they're always vague and they love surprises. But essentially, they reaffirmed that they're going to be talking about 2018 games. And I wasn't worried about this in last episode where I said Nintendo likes surprises, but maybe the surprise is that they're actually only going to be talking about 2018 games. If that's the case, I don't think that Animal Crossing is going to make the cut at that point, because I do think that it's a 2019 game. I don't see them all of a sudden announcing Animal Crossing and saying, oh, it's 4 months away. Not with something like Pokemon already coming out and Smash, that's already like the really short time frame announcement. So Super Smash Brothers back in March, they were like, yeah, Super Smash Bros. 2018. I did not expect that to be a 2018 game. I honestly expected Super Smash Bros. To be like 2020 at best. But what do you know? It's coming. So I don't see them doing that twice in 1 year. I could see them being like, I think Animal Crossing is big enough that if it's coming out in 2019, they're going to let us know at E3. They're going to say, we have a lot of really great things coming for 2018, but just to keep you on the hook a little bit, here's a little bit of the extra stuff that's coming next year. I think that's smart of a business to do. I think it's good to keep them, at least keep your audience like engaged and interested long term. I think short term is their 2018 look, because we're already halfway through the year at this point. Long term, they need to give us a little something to keep us interested. And so, yeah, I'm worried about them sticking to that, because I'm like, we already know a lot of things that are coming this year. So I don't know how much more they could fit on their schedule outside of third-party games and second-party games. But overall, I'm interested in a first-party game. I want that Animal Crossing game. So yeah, I'm worried about that. So in closing, I do want to let you all know that I'm no expert. I'm not. I do a bunch of crazy research into Animal Crossing because I'm a big fan and everything, but I'm not an insider at Nintendo. I don't know what they're doing, but what I do know is that this is the first year since 2015 that I'm getting my hopes up for this. Last year, I wasn't expecting an Animal Crossing announcement, and we didn't get one because I wasn't expecting it. But this year, I'm letting myself get my hopes up. I know it's gonna probably bite me in the butt. I'm gonna have my feelings a little bit hurt because I think this game is finally coming, but I don't know. It just feels like the time is right for me this time around. 2015 felt right, and we did get a new game. We got 2 new games in 2015. There was a 3DS game and a Wii U game. They were both spin-offs, so it wasn't exactly what we were looking for. But I think as far as like an HD new Animal Crossing game, I've been waiting for this since, I don't know, 2014 or so. And then 2015, I was like, Animal Crossing New Leaf. That was great. That had its 2-year run. Because like I said, I spend 2 years happily in Animal Crossing. And so 3 years later, that felt like a good time to put out a game. But now it's been 5 years as of tomorrow. And I'm like, now's a good time to put out a game. I was wrong before. 2 years later was too short. But 5, that's definitely the time. So yeah. I don't know what they're planning, but I do know that for once in a long time, I'm getting my hopes up for it. Thank you all so much for watching. This series has been super fun to do. It's kept me really busy, and I'm kind of excited to get a little break from it. But I want you all, if you are interested in Animal Crossing, if you love this series, please check out my podcast, It's called Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. It is the place where I just get to talk about all of this stuff pretty in depth. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing as my Friday series after this, but I do think that you can expect something soon. It probably won't be as big and in-depth as this, but it'll still be fun. I want to continue to just put out really great Animal Crossing content, and now that I have more time, if you all enjoyed watching this Animal Crossing City Folk just in the background of this video, I'm going to be bringing that Let's Play back at least once a week. Last month, I skipped on another Let's Play. I've been playing, funny enough, Amiibo Festival. Nobody likes that game. But I've been playing it every month just to see what happens that's special in that game. But yeah, I skipped last month because of the series. I was too busy. But I am bringing back more Animal Crossing Let's Plays. I'm going to try to do some New Leaf stuff, so stay tuned for that. Just stick around on my channel. If you want any announcements, listen to the podcast. Usually in the last 3 minutes, I go over everything that's coming up. So yeah, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope that we can see a really bright future at E3. Bye.